What is the point of an EV supercar or even an EV sports car? I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I got nothing because why would anyone actually want an EV supercar or a sports car? Because what an EV is honestly what the core of an EV is honestly the opposite to what an ICE engine supercar is. Because ICE engine supercars are loud, they have a different sound, they have a special feeling when you hear the engine and you drive the car. It's a overall experience, and EVs just don't have that. They're super quiet, they accelerate quickly, but you don't notice it, and you don't really feel anything, which is great for a consumer car that everyone uses daily because you don't need all the hassle of the stuff I said before from a car you use daily. You just want it to perform perfectly. It's a utility thing. I think EVs are perfect utility vehicles as long as all the issues with EVs, like the charging and the battery issues, are all fixed. But when it comes to supercars, I don't think that's gonna work. Even if all the issues that these EVs have, and everything becomes perfect and they become so similar to ICE in terms of usage, I really don't think people are gonna want it. Because when a person buying a supercar, they're buying a brand, a look, and an experience. And you can get the brand and look from a EV, I guess, but you're not getting the experience because they all feel the same. You can't really. It's the EV motors are so smooth that there's nothing really you can do about it. I mean, imagine a $300,000 EV as cost the same as not cost the same, has the same feeling as a $50,000 EV consumer car. That's insane to think about. Now, when you're looking at a normal ICE supercar and a normal $50,000 regular car, you know there's a difference as soon as you start the car up and hear the engine. There's a big difference, and that's what people pay the extra amount of money for. People want an experience. They want the feeling and the emotion that the supercars gives them. But the EVs just cannot do that. They don't have any feeling, and that's a problem. And I'm sure that manufacturers are going to be forced to make supercars that are EVs in the future because of regulations and all that. But hopefully they find other way to cut down on emissions or maybe find different fuel. I mean, one step is the hybridization of the supercars. That's one thing that they did to the ICE engines that I honestly don't have a problem with, because even though it doesn't feel like a pure supercar, it actually does help the supercars, because not only does it cut down on emissions because the hybrid system, it actually able to fill in the gaps of power that a normal engine would create. So you get power all the time, which is awesome. So hybridization in supercars, I'm all for it. Sure, it's not pure, but I think it's a good step. But complete EVification of supercars, no, I don't think anyone's gonna like that. And I don't really see any manufacturers really focusing on bringing out new EV supercars right now. Now, apparently, some manufacturers are saying that there might be one, but I haven't heard anything yet. Now, the new LFA might end up being an EV, but nothing's for sure about that. I hope they don't make it into EV, because if it's an EV, yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna care that much. I mean, these brands have a reputation based on their engines, the feeling that those engines give them. And if you take that away, what do you really have? And it's sad to think about that one day we won't have any new normal internal combustion engine supercars. But I guess it's inevitable, considering what's going on with the planet and all that. But still, I hope they find another way, maybe some other fuel or something, to get around that and still keep making at least supercars, even limited number production. As long as they're out there, that's a comforting thing to think about. There are still cars like that out there. It's the pinnacle of engineering, these supercars and hypercars. A pinnacle of over a century of engineering internal combustion engines, and it's sad to think that we'll just end up getting rid of it that quickly. And I really don't think it should happen. So let's wait and see what happens with these EV supercars. I really hope they don't make it. Now, for everyday vehicles, absolutely. As long as the issues are fixed, I'm all for it. But for these type of cars, no.